This video is about threading the sewing machine. We'll start by winding the bobbin. Loosen the hand wheel by holding the outer ring steady while turning the inner knob towards you. This will disengage the action of the needle so it doesn't go up and down while the bobbin is winding. Secure the empty bobbin on the bobbin spindle and place the spool of thread on one of the spool pins. Guide the thread clockwise around the bobbin thread guide, which is over here. So you're going from around the front and then around the back like that. Feed the end of the thread through one of the top holes in the bobbin. I'm going up through the top hole as opposed to down the top hole. And you want to make sure that there is enough of a tail to hang on to. And you're going to push the bobbin towards the right so it meets the bobbin winder stop. Hang on to the thread tail tightly and press the foot pedal to wind the bobbin. Now while the bobbin is winding, continue holding the thread tail tightly and see if you can get it to break off so it doesn't wind around the bobbin. Like that, okay? The bobbin winder will stop automatically once the bobbin is full. Now if you want to stop it sooner, you don't want to wind the whole bobbin, simply lift your foot off the foot pedal, move the bobbin to the left, and remove from the spindle. And you're going to cut the thread between the bobbin and the spool, and you are ready to go. Remember to tighten the hand wheel again by holding the outer ring and tightening the inner knob. Please do not tighten too tightly, as it will become nearly impossible to loosen the next time. Make sure the presser foot is in the raised position by lifting the lever in the back of the machine, and you're also going to make sure that the needle is in the fully raised position by turning the hand wheel towards you until it is. Now, one thing you want to make sure of is never turn the hand wheel away from you. That could damage the machine. So always when you're using the hand wheel manually, make sure you turn it towards you. You're going to place your spool of thread on one of the spool pins, and you are going to thread it through all the guides, tension wheel, take-up lever before you thread the needle. So you're going to hook it around this first guide from the back. You're going to bring it through the tension wheel and down. You're going to hook it around the bottom of this thread regulator guide, bring it back up around the take-up lever, and there's a small thread guide above the needle. You want to make sure you hook it around that, and then you're going to thread it through the needle from front to back. If you have trouble threading the needle, you can cut the thread on an angle. That sometimes helps, gives a little sharper point. And once you get it threaded, you want to have at least a 6-inch tail of thread, because when you start sewing and the take-up lever rises, you don't want too short of a tail because it could pull the thread right out of the needle and you'll be sewing with nothing basically. So that is how to thread the top thread on the sewing machine. To insert the bobbin, make sure the presser foot is in the raised position by lifting the lever on the back of the machine. Also, make sure the needle is in the fully raised position by turning the hand wheel towards you. Remember, never turn the hand wheel away from you, as it could damage the machine. Always turn it towards you. Now open the hinged cover on the front of the free arm, and with your index finger and thumb, pull the bobbin case latch forward and remove the case from the housing. Holding the bobbin case, insert the bobbin with the thread running in a clockwise direction. So you're going to put it in here, and then you're going to take the tail of the thread and you're going to run the thread back through a little slot on the side of the bobbin case. It may be hard to see on this video, but in person you'll see it just fine. You're then going to pull the thread down underneath this flat spring until it pops under the spring and comes out through the hole there. If you've done this correctly, when you pull the tail of the thread, the bobbin should run in a clockwise direction. You're then going to hold the latch open. Notice that doing that also keeps the bobbin from falling out. And you're going to hold the latch. There's a little finger on the bobbin case that should be pointing up. And then you're going to insert the bobbin case into the housing on the spindle and let go of the latch and just make sure it snaps in there. Sometimes you'll hear a snap, sometimes you won't, but you want to make sure it's securely on the spindle. To bring up the lower thread, hold the tail end of the upper thread and make sure it is taut. Turn the hand wheel towards you while you are firmly holding the tail of the upper thread so the needle goes down into the throat plate hole and up again. It should have looped around the bobbin thread. If you don't see the bobbin thread come up through the hole in the throat plate, pull on the tail of the upper thread until the bobbin thread appears. And there it is. You may need to use a small tool, a seam ripper, or a sewing gauge to pull the bobbin thread out from under the presser foot so you can get at it. And then both of these threads should be guided through the slot in the presser foot, which in this case is on the right side, and under the presser foot to the side or to the back. And they should each have about a 6-inch tail, no less than that.